Well, hey there, everyone. Welcome to another fun-filled episode of Loremaster the Absurd podcast, where we cover absurd films of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. As always, with your host, Loremaster Jeff, myself, Loremaster Eli. How you doing tonight, Jeff?
Not too bad. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Yep. How about yourself?
No, it's starting to get warm out. Summer's coming.
Yeah.
You know,
Heating
means
up out there.
getting hot. That time of year to mow the yard. A lot of fun stuff.
My lawnmower broke. So
again,
this
is it still broke from last?
Yeah.
You were telling us about last episode. It's still broke.
Yeah. Apparently, it still broke. So I don't know.
Did you call the guys fix it?
I did. I guess there's like a back order part or something. I don't know. Whatever.
Do they even know what's wrong with it?
Yeah. It's like a controller for the self-propelled something. I don't know. They were talking lawnmower to me, and I was like, I don't know.
Do you think maybe they they don't know, but they're like, just say a bunch of lawnmower part terms, jargon.
Yeah,
they're like your drive shaft, then your mower blade, and the grass blades, and you won't understand this.
Well, all I know is I cannot recommend a Ryobi lawnmower to anybody. Like I've had Ryobi tools in the past, when I used to do like outside construction and that kind of stuff, but like for some reason, this lawnmower is a piece of shit. Like so,
is this the Loremasters first? I wouldn't say recommendation, but like recommend not.
Yeah, unrecommendation. Unrecommendation. I don't know.
Well,
for sure. Don't buy one.
We might have two in one episode. You know that?
Yeah,
because you and I took a little trip last weekend.
Oh well, there was a lot going on.
Do we want to start with the trip so that way people can maybe guess like what movie they doing?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, let's start the trip. So last week Jeff and I traveled to the 5th annual Bigfoot Symposium in Dunbar,
Pennsylvania. If you haven't heard of it, look it up. Home of the Fayette County Fair.
It was supposed to be a 6-hour symposium. We arrived roughly at 10:30.
Yeah. Yep.
And left about roughly 10:49.
Yeah. Yep. It was quite a I don't know if spectacle is the right word.
I don't think it is.
It's quite a spectacle of people there. And don't get me wrong. I people wouldn't believe whatever they want, but if I were to tell you, just close your eyes, everybody, for a second. If I were to tell you, picture the type of people that you would see in a relatively hillbilly town at a Bigfoot symposium. That's exactly who was there. Who you're picturing right now.
Hey, real quick though, people, if I may interject, whatever number of people you are thinking it is, change it to 11. And then make 2 of them us.
And then add 100 years to everybody's age.
Yes. Except for us.
Yeah.
And that was what we had. We made it through the vendors.
They didn't even have Stan. Like I'm sorry.
Stan Gordon, our boy Stan Gordon was there from the Kecksburg UFO Festival, for those I remember. Signed my book. Still haven't read all the way through.
He was not there, which is disappointing. I mean, that's the that was probably the biggest letdown. I think.
Yeah, why didn't I recognize any of the people
that
there?
Or the toilet with no drainage that
was
the door
inside,
just propped open inside the garage.
It was
one of those two is probably the biggest letdown.
Yeah. Or the fact that like when you go to stuff like that, the vendors you expect to see are like people, doing stuff around cryptids and stuff. And there was literally like a spice guy selling spices that were not homemade spices. They were like grocery store.
Yeah, he went to like
spices.
Target and bought a bunch of spices and then marked them up $2 and put a price and set them on the table. Yeah, that was like basically what he did. Yeah. I'm like, I could just go down the street here and buy these. Like, I don't know what you're doing.
So like it was, Like
There was a couple like neat, like the guy that had all that wood carved stuff, like the
yeah.
engraved. I mean, those were really
Those were real
cool.
cool.
We
We
got a
picked
couple
up
of
some.
T-shirts,
Yeah,
and
I got a
from that guy was
Mothman patch.
yeah. That guy seemed pretty cool. The guy with
Yeah,
that table, But then there was like the crochet person, crochet, right? Is that what's
yeah,
called?
I think so.
And I don't know,
Crystals.
they really didn't have much to do with cryptids. You know
No,
what I mean? It's like it's called. I mean, it's a cryptid symposium. You can't just not show up and
right,
talk about cryptids. Like
right. I didn't even recognize any of the speakers over there, so we didn't stay listening
no,
to them
no, huh? No.
because they all looked very upset to be there that early in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. The 10:30 is really early.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
which is weird because they're supposed to start at 10. We didn't get
right.
there till 10:30, and there were still people like setting up, not ready.
Yeah,
And they were
there's no
supposed to have
food.
they were supposed to have food vendors, and it was like a weird cart on the outside with like hot dogs laying on the counter, like not cooked, just hot dogs laying there. Like, you know what I mean?
One raw hot dog per person.
Yeah. So needless to say, we didn't eat there. We did go to the world famous Bud Murphy's with the world's famous pizza. That's their
I
claim.
did. That was my first time there, and I can say like that pizza was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's always a
that
good.
food was pretty good. I
Yeah,
enjoyed
it's
it.
always a good time. But I don't know if it's world famous, but they say it is. So
Well, I felt famous
Any
after
folks
eating
out
it.
there have heard of Bud Murphy's, let us know, because especially our folks listening overseas in different countries. So we just want to confirm. Yeah.
Is it world famous?
Mm-hmm. Have you heard of Bud Murphy's?
Yeah. That's well. The first question have you ever heard of Dunbar?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I think everybody's heard of that. So.
And two, have you heard of Bud Murphy's?
Mm-hmm. That's my home. That's my hometown. Born and raised there. Yep.
Wow. You know what? It's weird. Still bigger than where I grew up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and better. So I don't.
Well, I mean, listen, we the closest town down the road, we had the second most haunted prison in the United States. So,
well, you got me there, I guess.
I mean, and a Kroger's. So,
well, we didn't have no Kroger's. We had Peach and Market. We used to have Peach and Market.
You know what's weird? Doesn't sound like Kroger's.
Well, some would argue that it's better than Kroger's. Let me ask you, did Kroger's back in the dairy section where they kept the milk and stuff, right?
Right.
It always smelled like spoiled milk for some reason back there. But part of the floor was like, I think it was from an old pirate ship, because it was like these planks that you could see through the floor that ran underneath, or that was built over top of the Dunbar Creek. So you could literally see the creek and hear it back there when you went to get some. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They used to so it was like this, like, kind of, it was a grocery store, and like it was not necessarily like a thrift grocery store, but like that you could tell that they got a lot of products that were probably fell off a truck, or like that kind of stuff. Right. So their prices were relatively inexpensive. I mean, there was a lot of people that came from the tri-state area, Ohio, West Virginia, just to go to Peachin's. I remember when I was young, they used to have this like the meat, like when they would get their fresh, I'm doing quotes here if you can't say, fresh meat, and like people would fight over getting this meat because it was priced, picture so like half of what Walmart charges you for stuff now. You know what I mean?
And so basically, was it like the scraps that they didn't use from the?
No, I mean, I don't know. I don't know how they pulled it off. I don't want to know.
I bet you
it might have been. It might have been. Could have been human meat.
I bet you it was human meat.
It was quite a. And I remember my uncle worked down there at they used to, and it was weird because it was like it's a self-contained everything, right? So they had a clothing store. There was a feed store, like a farm store, then the grocery store, and they had a cafeteria, which cafeteria was fantastic. You could get like donuts for 25 cents, like the sinker, like those thick, like deep fried cake donuts, you know what I mean? Or like a corn dog was 40 cents, or a hamburger, which was like probably 50 to 70% soy, was 29 cents. Or if you would like a half of slice of cheese for a cheeseburger, it was an extra 10 cents. It wasn't a full slice of cheese. They literally took it like a single and folded it in half and put half of it on the hamburger. Yeah. Hey, man, that's what I grew up on. So.
Hear me out. all of it was human meat, right?
That's fine. Probably. I mean,
How
that's
much
fine.
you want to
I
bet?
turned out fine.
I mean, did you? Okay, hear me out, right? That the pirate ship planks over the part of the creek that they did on purpose, because then after they got all the human meat, whatever human piece they didn't want, just dump in the creek there underneath it. That's why it smells so bad, because there's like half rotten people stuck that didn't fall in the creek.
Yeah. It always smelled like spoiled milk, always back there.
Oh, maybe that's just what human meat smells like when it's spoiled.
Maybe it's possible. I don't know that much about human
maybe
meat.
That's the biggest. Maybe this is like the biggest crime in the last 50 years is that at Dunbar they're eating human meat.
Yeah, it's possible.
Let me ask you a question.
Well, first I gotta tell you. So okay. I remember my uncle used to tell me up at the feed store right before I got sidetracked.
Right.
So he used to work night security there. For like overnight security, and there was a feed store, and they had a big like warehouse where they would store all like the grain and that kind of stuff. Right. And he told me that literally the one time he saw a rat, it must have been like the king of all rats. He said it must have weighed 60 pounds and was about 3 feet long. He's like, I had that. He told me, and like he was dead serious. Like he wasn't even like fucking around or exactly. Like when he told me this, he was like, he had like the fear of Jesus in his eyes. Like he's like, it must have been the king of all rats. It just lived down in that grain feed thing there and just feasted all day on feed. Like,
or if maybe it got that big because it's eating human meat.
Yeah, that's possible. But I remember, I'm inclined to believe him because like we didn't live too far up the hill from it.
Yeah,
and you would see rats like walking out of there sometime, and they're like as big as cats. Like
holy shit!
The one time we had one, it was like on the edge of our yard, and we hit it with a cinder block, and it didn't die. It walked away. Like,
well, can I ask you a question? Why were you like you having a WWE match with this rat?
Like it was just like it was roaming around, and we're like, we're gonna kill this thing. Like me and my brother and a friend of, you know what I mean? And like we just hit it with the cinder block. It didn't. It was like, all right, well, I'm done with you, and just kept fucking going. I'm like,
once you thought that rat attacked you,
I would have probably died. I mean, I wouldn't be here right now. That's for sure. So,
you know what? I think it just supports with all the chemicals that are in humans now from all our medicines.
Probably
it fortified them. Yeah, right. It's like that's the human meat capital world. Let me ask you this though.
Okay.
Let's say my theory is correct.
Yeah.
Because I'm like 92% sure it is.
Okay.
Which means you grew up eating human meat. Okay. Now, would you want to know, or would you like to go the rest of your life thinking, I've never eaten human meat?
I'm pretty indifferent to either way, honestly. I mean, I don't have an overwhelming urge to know, but if I found out, I wouldn't be that upset about it.
So then, are you the guy that if we're in a plane, right, with a bunch of people crashing in the woods, are you the guy that brings up cannibalism first?
Yeah, probably. Like,
hey, now, while they're alive, or wait till like they die?
I mean, like, I probably wouldn't say anything to like people's face, like, but I'd start a consortium, and be like looking over, like, like give someone that, like give them the eyes, like. But
wow, I'm learning a lot about you here. I'm learning a lot about you.
Speaking of cannibals, what movie are we covering this week?
Well, I was about to say, we left the Bigfoot symposium feeling unfulfilled, and that there was no Bigfoot in our lives. So we decided for this week that we were going to talk about would you call it a cult classic or a beloved?
I think beloved. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of good stuff in this movie.
The BBF, the beloved Bigfoot film, Harry and the Hendersons. So I thought we would talk about it. The beloved 80s, maybe I don't know of any other 80s Bigfoot movie.
I don't like. There's not a ton of Bigfoot movies, but I think this is one of the ones that I don't want, like, because a lot of them depict him as like a horror or a monster, right? You know what I mean? But like, this is one of the only ones I know of where he's just like just a creature, right? Like he's just a like cool kind guy. Of a semi-intelligent, um cool hairy fella. You know what I
Cool
mean?
hairy
Like,
fella.
yeah,
I like it.
so,
What are you? I'm a cool hairy fella.
cool hairy fella. So I
I'm
don't
a
know what
cool
to tell
hairy
you.
fella.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
Before you want me to read the back to VHS cover?
Yeah,
Read
let's
the
get
back
into it.
VHS. I think you're gonna like this one. It's kind of real short and to the point.
Yeah.
When an average American family meets a legendary creature, the fur is sure to fly.
Whoa.
After John Lithgow's car accidentally hits Harry, his life was turned upside down when he makes friends with the real life Bigfoot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a race against time to get Harry back to his natural environment in this hilarious comedy for the entire family. That's it. That's it.
Yeah,
So
that I mean, I like it. Short, sweet, to the point. Don't gotta mess around. You know what I mean?
no, no, not all. It's right there. So Jeff, I gotta ask, is this your first time watching Harry and Henderson? What do you think?
It is not, but it has been quite some time since I watched this movie. Probably, you know, early 90s, maybe late eight, you know what I mean? Probably right in the window when it came out, you know.
Right.
I think that once again though, this is one of those movies that was on TV a lot, and it was just kind of you turned it on in the background, you know, at that when you were growing up, like in that time
Right.
frame, you know, obviously. So as far as what I thought of it, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there was nothing in it that made me say, "Oh wow, this is fantastic," or got me excited, or you know. But it wasn't as a wasn't as a wasn't as much as a of a slog as like Bill and Ted, right? You know,
Right.
it wasn't just like, okay, this movie's doesn't this I'm a nihilist now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I thought it was okay. You know, I'm not gonna lukewarm as it were. You
Yeah.
know, lukewarm to warm. I'd say. How about yourself?
I've watched this 100 times. It used to be there used to be when I was a kid growing up. There's a TV channel. I think it was a TNT channel, like Dynamite or something. I don't know. It was one of those channels, and they used to play this like every Saturday morning. So I used to
Yeah,
watch it all the
yeah,
time. It's been a long time since I've watched it though. Um, it's like honestly, I think like I remember this movie fondly when
yeah.
I was a child. Um, I think this movie is more for kids, like
Yeah,
younger
100%.
people,
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
nostalgia was there. Like I was like, oh, okay. I was like, all right. I mean, it's not I'm not gonna rank it my top 10, yeah.
No, no.
Not gonna not put this as the greatest Bigfoot movie of all time, but like
Mm-hmm.
but also like we're not necessarily the audience for it. Like there's a couple parts, I still was like, oh, I chuckled because I remembered like, when I was a kid.
Right.
Uh
There's some
yeah.
nostalgia baked into it.
The fact that John Lithgow, they got him to do this movie, it's like, all right, cool. The Bigfoot looked good, I thought.
Yeah, that was one of the big highlights of the movie was the costume. The Bigfoot costume looked really
Yeah,
good. And I mean he was very cartoonish, right? They
right.
made him, have like a cartoonish look to him, like in his face and like the way his face moved. Do you know, was the face animatronic? I would assume, right? Like it was
Uh,
probably,
I believe what I was reading, part of it is, and then
yeah,
some of the close-ups was like an actual person's, like the eyes were a real
yeah,
person's
yeah.
face, and it looked like they had a couple different versions of it.
Okay, okay. I was just wondering, but yeah, I mean, for sure, the Bigfoot costume was fantastic. Like,
Yeah,
he looks exactly what you would think Bigfoot to look like. You know what I mean?
right,
Like
right.
he's, they definitely did a good job of translating the myths and lore and all that stuff into an actual character. I think so.
Right. And like it was kind of neat seeing Bigfoot. Like they kind of made Bigfoot like a forest warden, basically.
Right, right,
He
yeah.
like buried dead animals, and like was taking care of animals and stuff. Which was kind of neat. And, like,
But then
you
he like
know,
ate them goldfish, which I thought was weird. It was
yeah, like
like
it's
he just buried those minks or
well,
whatever they were, and then he just like scooped up some
he
goldfish and
don't
ate
give
them.
a
Was like,
shit
yeah,
about fish.
yeah, fish
Hey,
don't count. Fish
fish
are,
don't live in the woods.
that's true. That's true. I mean,
He only takes care of wood animals. I don't see no fish swimming around trees, you know.
got me there. I
Uh,
guess.
but yeah, like it. yeah, it wasn't bad. It was like I wasn't miserable during the time I watched it. I
Yeah, yeah.
watched it. I was like, this is a cool nostalgia boost. Glad it is what it is. And then I like now, and there'll probably be another 20 years before I watch it again.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I'm not itching at the scratch to go watch it again. You know what I mean? So,
Right, right. And like I don't know if I'll ever go look for it because like I said, I just think it's if I had kids, oh, I'd for sure sit them down like, oh, let's watch Harry and the Hendersons like with a
yeah,
kid,
yeah,
But like me by myself, I'm not gonna be like, man, my God, I've been a hankering for some Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah, yeah.
You
Wasn't
know,
there was a TV show at one point too, right? They had like a
I
spin-off
think
TV
so, but
show.
it was very short lived.
Yeah.
I think so. It was very short lived. It was kind of weird, like this movie, like it was I because if I remember correctly, it did relatively good. Um. Uh, 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 uh. Oh no, this movie did relatively good. Made for 10 million. Gross worldwide was about 50 million.
Okay. Okay.
So like it had success, and like you had John Lithgow and like um what was that that Melinda Dillon played his wife, and
Yeah.
like she was in a bunch of stuff in the
She was
80s
she was
and
the mother
90s.
in Christmas Story.
Yeah, right,
She was like the mother in all kinds of like she's basically the housewife mother in a lot of
right,
stuff.
and
Yeah.
like I mean, she has a long career. She was in a bunch of stuff. She's still in stuff. Or no, she was in stuff up to like 2007. She might be gone from this mortal coil.
It's possible. Yeah, I mean, because this was 87 and she's probably close to 40, right? So
Yeah, but yeah, it seems like her last roles were like 2007.
yeah, yeah,
But she was still working up that. But
yeah.
like, um,
It's weird as though it's like I was reading a couple, like I watched it and then I'm like looking around at some different stuff and just
yeah,
taking in a bunch of people's reviews and like the one guy made this like avid point that like you better talk to your kids about the legend of Bigfoot before you go see this movie or they could be traumatized. I'm like, what are you talking about? I said, what
what,
in the F are you actually talking about? Why would that matter? Like what
what?
yeah, he was like it was like super serious. He's like, you need to have it to sit down with your kids and talk to him about the legend of Bigfoot and explain to him, this isn't the real Bigfoot. Like this is a, I'm like, what are you talking about? Like
Well, they might have a stroke. No one sat me down before I watched it because like, listen, this isn't the real Bigfoot.
yeah, well,
Because
maybe
I
that's
I
the
knew it
problem.
was a movie. I wasn't dumb.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
I also assumed that Bigfoot wasn't going to be like some guy that would make weird noises when he got kicked in the Bigfoot nuts, and
Yeah, yeah.
I was like, that's not the like John
Bigfoot got
Lithgow
nards.
isn't running around with Bigfoot. Yeah, Bigfoot's got nards. There ain't some guy hunting Bigfoot with like an elephant rifle.
Yeah.
Like what the shit? I swear. Now I will say this though, this like this movie, like when he first finds Bigfoot, it's got John Lithgow. Because
Mhm.
basically, John Lithgow hits Bigfoot with his car, takes him back to his
Yeah.
house because he's gonna like sell his corpse for money, basically. Well, Bigfoot's just knocked out, goes into his house, they become friends, they're living together. Then there's this hunter hunting for Bigfoot, and they're trying to get
He's
him
like a
back.
French hunter or
Yeah,
something. I'm
some
like,
weird French hunter that doesn't make any sense. And like they're like really this movie doesn't make any sense, but like this
yeah.
French hunter is like gonna hunt him, but like they managed to get him back to the woods before this can happen. Because apparently
Mhm.
once Bigfoot's in the woods, the French hunter
He
can't
just
hunt him
disappears. Yeah, he
anymore, which
just
I don't
yeah. Well, Bigfoot
whatever.
got that camouflage, so there's no
That's
way
right.
he could
He's
find him.
Bigfoot apparently when he's in the woods, he has um Bigfoot speed or something. I don't know,
Yeah,
forest
yeah.
speed. He's
hmm
got forest walk, and
Seems that seems logical. I mean,
no one can get him.
nope. And you ain't getting Bigfoot in his home turf, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Um, and like the that's kind of like the point of the movie. But like
hmm
he when he hits Bigfoot in his car, I mean he fucking plows into
Hits
Bigfoot.
him, yeah,
And
yeah.
I always said like, what would I do in that situation if I'm like driving
hmm
the road and there's Bigfoot? Do you plow into him and like hope you get him so you can like sell his corpse, or
Yeah, like what? Like,
you
cause
just let him go
he's a
because it's like
big son of
Bigfoot?
a bitch. So you
Yeah.
know what I mean.
Well, yeah, but
Would
like also
you?
like, well, it's not the side, but like, do you want to be the guy who killed Bigfoot?
Oh, well, I don't. I wouldn't worry about that. I mean, he's not real anyway. So like, what what are you like? You're the guy that killed Bigfoot. They're like, oh, okay, you killed
You
Bigfoot, right?
can't.
Yes.
Are you saying right now? You're sitting there,
No,
one
I
hundred
excuse
percent
me.
sure.
I meant to say nobody really believes he's real. Is what let me rephrase myself. Let
Are
me
you
backtrack.
saying 100%
If
sure Bigfoot's not real?
if last weekend taught me anything, is that there are a very specific sect of folks who believe that Bigfoot is real. So
Hey, listen. I just there's not enough evidence that he's not real.
I get it. The absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence, right? So
Right?
I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. I'm a thinking man,
Okay. Okay.
I
But
ponder things
I just
sometimes.
but apparently you're also the running over man because if you see Bigfoot, you're not plowing over for that money.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah,
You would be
especially
like,
that dude's a big game hunter, man. John Lithgow's character, he was just,
yeah, but he didn't even hunt him.
how crazy was this little kid though, man? He was like 5 years old, and he's like just
Climbing, yeah, like
murder crazy. Like
climbing
he
over
just,
Bigfoot,
yeah, he's just
like he wasn't afraid of Bigfoot at
yeah,
all.
yeah. He's about killing him,
Yeah, his
man.
like
Like
family was like we're in there's like like his dog
his
had two
daughter was
kids.
annoying.
One who
Yeah.
was had the beginnings of a serial killer, and two was the daughter who was like real annoying. And like I looked, neither one of them acted very much after this.
Well, I mean,
May
yeah,
shock you,
yeah. Not a
but
lot of not a lot of roles out there for the children of Bigfoot or
the
whatever.
hunter who's hunting Harry, that guy is still working today.
Really? Mm.
Yeah, he most recently he did voice. He has a new movie coming out next year. But the most recent thing he did was he did voices in his Dark Materials on HBO.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for the next season of that. I thought that show was pretty good.
I
His
think the
Dark
last
Materials.
season just came out.
I don't know. I
I'll have
didn't.
to look.
I don't think so because I watch HBO a lot. Like we watch Succession and some other
Yeah.
stuff, and I haven't. Usually, they every 2 seconds or between every single show, there's like 5 previews for the, you know what I mean,
The
the
next
new
one.
show, and like I haven't seen any for it. So
Now
I
before
think season
that,
2 was the last one I watched.
I don't know of anything. Like I don't recognize him in anything before that. So that, his besides his Dark Materials, he's been in stuff every year. The last thing though I recognize him in is I don't even know how this guy's finding these shows. Who's
I
watching these?
don't know. Nobody apparently.
I'm in 95. I'm down to 95 and I haven't heard of any of these.
I wonder if like are they in another country? Maybe you know what I mean.
Some of it
Not the
seems to be
U.S.
British, but
Hmm.
then it's Harry and the Henderson. That was his last
If it's not on BBC, I don't know anything about British television. So.
and then before Harry and the Hendersons, he did his last big thing was nothing. A bunch of
Yeah,
stuff
that
never
was
heard
it.
of.
Like this was it.
Oh my
Count
god!
him up, Frenchie.
You know what's weird
Is he
too? Like,
French in real life?
no, he's England.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's kind of the same thing, right?
He is saying here that he is considered one of England's widely regarded as England's finest stage, screen, and TV actor.
Really?
Yeah,
What about like Sir Ian McKellar and like
and McKellen,
I
yeah,
don't know,
not
or,
or like
McKellen, yeah,
or
sorry, or
like
like literally
Patrick Stewart.
anybody else from England, like you know what I mean? That's so weird.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
it's weird.
don't.
This guy, like I've not like there's two things I've heard of him. I heard of his
Huh.
two breastfit. No, and then you know what's weird? Wait, he's related to somebody famous. How's that guy famous?
Who?
His brother is a famous guy who's been on a bunch of news shows.
That must be a British thing because I
Yeah.
don't know any of these folks. So has to be right. I
Apparently
mean, it has to be.
he is
Was he on Monty?
renowned.
Was he in Monty Python? Because he ain't that famous if he
He was
wasn't. So
not. But
yeah, well, I don't want to hear about it.
I got some fun. I got some interesting trivia about him for
Okay.
you.
Mm-hmm.
He is renowned for extensively researching the personality and characters of each role he plays. He apparently has been in a bunch of Christopher or Agatha Christie movies, like based on her novels.
Yeah, yeah.
And because of that, he has read every book and character description over and
Hmm.
over again.
So he's
He's
like
actually the
a
vice
14-year-old
president
girl or whatever.
of the Agatha
Like,
Christie Society.
yep. Mm-hmm. Is that because aren't those like kid
No,
crime
Agatha
novels?
Christie was like the 1800s. She was
I
a
think I'm
British,
thinking of like Goosebumps or something.
or you think of Nancy Drew?
Maybe. Yeah, yeah. That's the Babysitters Club. I was like, this guy, like,
He's also one of those guys that stay in character the whole time he's filming.
mm,
So everybody hates him.
yeah. I wish
And
he should play a character that like stops acting and then just stay in that character for the rest of his life.
oh yeah, his brother was a newscaster. He was awarded. He was given knighthood in 2020.
Wow. So he's Sir
Yeah.
Bad Actor guy. I mean, I didn't. He was fine, but I didn't think there was anything in this like movie or for his character that made him stand out. Right? I
You know
mean,
what's weird to me, right? Because like if you look at his IMDb, they're like, oh, he does all this classical stuff, and he's the. It's like,
yeah, yeah,
bro did Henry and Harry and the Hendersons.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
He
mean, that,
hunted.
you
He
can't really
hunted a
like,
Bigfoot who got hit in the nards like twice.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you're not really Shakespeare here. You know what I mean? Doing Harry and the Hendersons, like
You don't see like people like doing that with John Lithgow. They're like, oh, he's a good actor. But he's been in some stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, yeah, he's been in some he's been in some good stuff, but he's also been in some stuff.
Maybe we're just some uncultured son of a bitches. I don't know.
I don't know, like, apparently, but like I don't see John Lithgow bragging, partially because like he was in what was that shitty movie with Will Ferrell and one of the Wahlbergs, where like their dads or whatever.
Oh, Daddy's Home or whatever.
Yeah,
He was there. Somebody's dad. He was Will Ferrell's dad or something. The second one, because he was in the second one.
yeah, right.
Yeah. He was also in Interstellar. So
I have forgotten most of that movie, and I refuse to remember.
Really? You need to watch that again. It's real good. I love that movie.
I like the space stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like Matthew McConaughey as them trying to come off like he's a smart scientist.
Well, that's a little bit of a stretch. I mean, but I mean, no more in the stretch than Bigfoot. But it's
I would rather have Henry, or I keep calling him fucking Henry, Harry, the Bigfoot. They replace that kind of thing
because
character.
I mean, I'm sure Matthew McConaughey's not stupid, but it's just the way he talks just makes him sound stupid. It's like a lot of times when you talk to, I hope I don't offend anybody, but let's be honest, I don't give a fuck. When you talk to somebody with a Southern accent, the first thing you think of is maybe this person's stupid. And I don't know if it's because they talk real slow or you know what I mean, though? Well, they're like, how y'all doing? It's like,
listen, first off, how dare you, especially considering the two big things going on in Matthew McConaughey's life right now.
What's that?
One, he is trying to convince I forgot his name. He's trying to convince the guy from Zombieland that played the cowboy like guy. Not Woody Harrelson. Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson.
He's trying he has convinced Woody Harrelson's dad is his dad and wants him to take a DNA test, and Woody Harrelson's like,
that's weird. Okay.
All right.
Well,
and then secondly, he's trying to get into politics because he wants to be the governor of Texas.
Well, I mean, but don't well, why? I guess his character wasn't supposed to be a super smart scientist, though. I mean, he was like a scientist.
He was an astrophysicist,
like pilot or whatever, though.
No, I mean, he was an astrophysicist.
Yeah, but
that's like a PhD.
But in that movie, they focused on his piloting more than anything. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because he was because before he left, because
he was like the maverick pilot guy,
right? But his research was into like design.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, yeah. I mean,
he was going to space, like.
Well, I mean,
it's not like he was flying a jet. Like he wasn't Tom Cruise.
Yeah,
I really like the space stuff and how they handle time and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But anytime they try to do something dramatic with him, like when he's behind that bookcase, all right, no, oh no, like it's like, all right, guy, okay,
yeah, Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I give you that.
I tell you what, the only movie I've ever watched with Matthew McConaughey where I haven't thought, oh, this guy's an idiot was Frailty. In my mind,
Yeah.
that's the only
Did you
movie
did you see Lincoln Lawyer? You ever see
I
that?
did,
Yeah.
and I could not believe. Like once again, I was like, okay. But like Frailty, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
wow, this is his best
I
acting.
don't think I don't know if I ever saw
Oh
that
my god,
movie.
Frailty. It's him, Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
It's one of the cool like it's a horror movie, but like
Hmm.
it's not like it's like a more kind of a suspense like thriller, like a mystery
Okay.
to it.
Yeah.
And like the kind of the twist at the ending is whoo,
Big
whoo.
time. Huh?
It's pretty good. It's a really good movie. Frailty is really good. We might have
Hmm.
to do we can add on a list. I think it's like early
Yeah.
2000s, but who
Oh,
gives a fuck?
we do whatever we
We
want
do whatever we
anymore.
want. We
I
don't
mean,
give a shit.
yeah.
We don't listen. We don't give a shit. If we want
I
to do
just want
three
to say
favorite
that
movies in a
all
week,
you guys listening out there, you're not the boss of me. So,
oh, whoa, you're coming in hot at people. Coming in hot at people. Yeah.
I'll hit you with my car like Bigfoot.
Is that how you want to do it on the Harry and the
Like,
Hendersons
yeah,
episode?
yeah. Be like, hey, put this Bigfoot suit on real quick and run out there in the road.
Oh my god. Like, but well, let me ask you. Okay, no, so you're gonna make them put on the suit
Uh-huh. Yeah.
to hit them. What if they just run away without wearing the suit?
What do you mean? They're not gonna know. You should be like, hey, put on this suit real quick and walk up the road.
And you're not gonna expect them to question you, be like,
It's
why?
gonna be like, well, if you'd let me finish, I'm gonna tell them it's a treasure hunt. So
Why did you dress like Bigfoot then?
How else are you gonna find the treasure? What? What? Hello.
I feel like I'm talking to Matthew McConaughey. What do you mean? Like, why did you dress up like
I don't want to
treasure?
give away any more of my secrets. So
Oh, it makes me not want to drive through the woods with you. Is what it makes me want to do because like I'm like
well,
going to turn over. You're like, hey, look in the back.
Suit with you, like
I'm just like, I'm not putting that on. Like, how you gonna
Be
find
like,
the treasure?
You need to blend in with the surroundings to find the treasure. I mean, what do you know?
Up, like all the Bigfoot herd.
How much a Bigfoot suit costs? Like, probably a couple $100.
Say it would depend on how
depends on
you
your quality. Yeah, I guess if it's just like a paper one,
Would you get like an exact hairy replica?
I mean, if it was something I was going to invest in, probably, yeah.
Yeah,
I say invest like it's some kind of long-term project that I'm doing. Like, I need to add that to my portfolio. I go to my accountant and I'm like we're reviewing my portfolio and it's like, what's this receipt here for the $9,000 Bigfoot costume? I say, that is part of my portfolio now, sir.
You know what? I can just imagine you buy this hairy Bigfoot suit and then you just wear it at home all the time. And your wife's like, Jeff, could you please not wear that anymore?
Take it off. What are you doing?
Like, no. Like, she's like, hey, let's go out to eat. You're just like, okay. And you're walking and like the helmet don't fill your head, so it's just balanced on top of your head. She's like, you can't wear that.
This guy's a tall motherfucker that was in this suit, right?
He was 7'4", and with the suit, he was 8 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was a big guy. I can't remember. Like, I don't think he was an actor. He was the guy's name was Kevin Peter Hall.
Elegante guy. Remember him from WWE?
My guy. Wow. Do you know who? Like, do you know who wore the hairy suit? Who was hairy?
Who?
The same man who wore the Predator suit in Predator 1 and 2.
Nice.
And which seems to be a theme every week for us. He was also on an episode of that movie where that guy goes to heaven. Michael
Landon. Highway to Heaven. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And his last movie, The Hell. So, whoa. But yeah, he was a Predator.
Oh. Wait, what did his last movie was?
He broke Highway to Hell.
Oh, Highway to Hell. Okay.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I'm
on a highway to hell.
An eloping bride is taken into hell, and her fiance must.
No, I don't want to hear any more.
Pursue.
Stop. You can stop. That's fine.
I'm looking at the cast. Chad Lowe's in it.
Chad Lowe.
I do not. And Gilbert Godfrey.
Wow. That's like
it's actually. Oh my god. There's actually Patrick Bergen, Adam Stork, Chad Lowe, Christy Swanson, and now we get into the big names. Lita Ford,
Wow.
who plays
Yeah.
a hitchhiker, Gilbert Godfrey, who plays Hitler,
That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
uh, Ben Stiller,
What?
and
I
Jerry
might have
Stiller.
to see that movie just
I,
to watch it, you
I'm
know?
the trailer or like the kind of like the trailers up. I'll be honest, it looks real weird and bad.
Well, I mean, don't you think like that's pretty much what it's going to be? I mean, I'm not really going in with high expectations, you know.
This looks real bad. Like it looks real bad. He's like sniffing a pop can for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
The tagline for this movie: "The cops in this road don't take you to jail; they take you to hell."
boom, boom, got you.
Wow. The theme song for the movie,
Mm-hmm.
the Ice Cream Man song.
Wow, kind of couldn't afford the rights to ACDC, I guess,
Oh,
because
well,
I feel like
hey,
they kind of missed the mark on that one, you know.
you want to talk about missing the mark? This movie was made for $9 million.
Wow,
Would you like to guess what their gross worldwide sales were?
11.
26.
Wow, yeah, no,
Ha-
$26.
26,000.
Oh my God, wow,
Half of that
wow.
was made on their opening weekend.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
Are you sure you want to watch that?
I do, I have to see it now. I feel like.
I
Is there any
it's
bears in it?
no, it doesn't appear
No.
so.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
Charlie and his girlfriend Rachel travel to Las Vegas, secretly get married to each other. They decide to follow through a secondary road, and while fueling their car in Sam's Last Chance gas station, they are advised by the owner and attendant Sam to not sleep after the second tree in the road. But they fall asleep in the car, and a policeman arrests Rachel. Charlie returns to the gas station. And Sam tells him that she's been arrested by a hell cop. He has to go to hell if he wants to save her.
that seems cool. Yep.
That it
A hell
looks
cop.
fucking atrocious. The director who's directing this is still directing stuff. I once again don't recognize. Oh, he's a German fellow.
Isn't it crazy how there's so much cinema and stuff out there that like you just never
Oh,
heard
the
of?
guy
You know?
that directed Drop Dead Fred directed this.
Oh, okay.
This is the same year as Drop Dead Fred. I
That's kind of crazy.
don't know if I want to watch that. That's atrocious. But yeah, that was that guy that was the Predator and was Harry in the Henderson.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, that was his last role. He played Sharon or Sharon. And then he was but he was also in the Harry and the Henderson's TV series,
Hmm.
which lasted 16 episodes.
Yeah, like one season, 2 seasons, or whatever.
Who was the dad of that? Oh my god, Bruce Davison was the dad. That TV show looks terrible.
I don't know if I've ever watched it. I knew there was one. Did they make a Harry and Henderson's 2 movie too?
I don't think so.
Or they were going to or something?
Let's see. Harry and
I
the
thought I
Hendersons
remembered.
too.
I thought I remember seeing that they were going to make a second one.
What if they replaced Harry? Oh my god, they
With the
did.
Predator. Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. What if they replaced with
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
Predator?
And they could replace John Lithgow with Danny Glover. I'm too old for this shit.
So this it was um a TV special.
Harry and Henderson's too.
Oh yeah, it was called Harry and the
Okay.
Hendersons 2 Back to the Forest.
Hmm. Yeah,
I
because he
don't
just like he left at the end of this. He just
yeah,
went with his family or his
I
Bigfoot
don't
family or whatever it is.
recognize any of the cast in it. They don't have any pictures from it. But there is a guy, one of the reviews, someone saying this is astonishing. Never in my 52 years of life have I witnessed shows visually stunning, brilliantly narrated, incredible piece of art. My life after watching this masterpiece is forever changed. 10 out of 10. He
Wow.
enjoyed it so much. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but our shared bedroom contains a 7-foot cardboard cutout of Harry.
I think I know who wrote that review. I think I know.
Is he at that Bigfoot symposium?
No, it's a mutual friend of ours, I think.
Oh, like Bigfoot?
Who bought that Bigfoot cutout?
Oh my god. Oh man. Hey, but I did want to tell you, because I didn't know how you felt about Harry and the Hendersons, right?
Yeah.
What if I told you on IMDb,
Mm-hmm.
under the 1-star reviews, there's
Oh,
only one
wow.
1-star review.
Wow. I mean, I would see that because there's really not a lot to hate about this movie. Once again, it's one of those kind of, it's family friendly. It's,
Right.
what you're getting into. It's about Bigfoot. Like,
Right.
they don't try to do anything they don't try to be anything that it's not. It's just
Right.
kind of a family friendly, kind of funny, feel good movie. And,
Right.
what kind of like scumbags like hate this movie, Let's hear the
Well,
1-star
the
review.
the title of the review is called Unwatchably Stupid.
Wow.
And they go on to say, I'm sure this is entertaining for kids, which this is a kid family movie, right?
Yeah, why are you
Like,
watching it if you're 55 years old and live in your mom's basement?
right. Upon rewatching this, like 2 minutes in, I'm like, I know exactly what this is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's for kids. Like, this isn't gonna exactly land with me, but
Mhm.
I'm here to enjoy it. Whatever. I'm sure this is entertaining for kids, but it's one of the few films that I literally couldn't watch. It's a textbook example of the idiot plot. You keep on saying to yourself, why would he or she do that? I wouldn't do that. Would you do that? That's really stupid. I don't believe in it and the motivations for anything the characters did at this point. And after 30 minutes, I changed the channel. First off, what motivations? This is a movie about
So this
someone
guy's
helping Bigfoot
analyzing motivations in a movie about Bigfoot. First
right.
off, right?
Right.
Well,
That's
if
correct.
I met Bigfoot, I wouldn't be doing that. That's for sure.
A
That's for sure.
Bigfoot that they had two Bigfoot getting hit in the Nard scenes.
Yeah, yeah.
And
yeah.
one of them, he's trying to shake it out. Like, they tell you when you're a kid, like, drop yourself,
walk it
like,
off. Yeah,
walk it off. Like, it's, but he's analyzing for the motivations of the characters.
Well, I mean, obviously, I wonder what he thinks Bigfoot's actual motivation should have been.
I mean, if it's you, apparently looking for treasure, because you can only find treasure if you're dressed like Bigfoot.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean,
or
Bigfoot. I mean,
maybe he's saying that there shouldn't have been all those sad scenes when John Lithgow was an artist and couldn't draw mean Bigfoot anymore.
Maybe, yeah, maybe that's what he was upset about. Yeah, like what about the motivation for Bigfoot to go back to his family at the end? Did he not believe that motivation?
Well, hey, listen, guy, it's an idiot plot.
All right, obviously.
You know what? The other
this
thing,
movie about a family that adopts Bigfoot doesn't make any sense.
Well, what's weird is though, there's like a bunch of 10-star reviews.
Yeah.
A couple of them are saying this is just as good, or if not better, than E.T.
Well, I don't know about that. I hate E.T. though.
So, yeah, I hate E.T. too, but like,
this is definitely better than E.T. I think.
I
don't know what it is about E.T. That little long neck thing just pisses me off. Like it looks like a wrinkly old ball sack. I hate it so much. I hate that thing.
Well, and to me, what's great is like
that's on our list to cover, right?
It is. Yeah.
We're gonna have to. We need to man up and.
I was dreading the day because people are getting mad at us and we're like, "Fuck E.T." I've hated that movie since a kid. I've never before rooted for the government in my life. Didn't watch E.T. I was like, fucking get him. Get him. You know what? I hope that Elliot does too.
Yeah. I think that movie would be much better if, like, instead of I don't know, whatever the other aliens came down. Yeah, if the Predator fucking came down and gone. Like, he's like, I'm phone home, and you see like the laser dot on his head.
Oh my god. That'd be so
I
good.
love the one Family Guy where they're like he's like the dumbest one on the ET planet. Did you see that? It's like,
they're like, just stick him with that ship.
Yeah.
Stick him. Let him go. Would you see that new ET commercial they just did? Like they
I
did
don't
around
think I have.
Christmas time, where like ET comes back to Elliot and he has these kids, and, like he's like snuggling with his kids and stuff. I was like, this is
That's weird.
weird.
It's weird, man.
I was
Like
like,
that little thing's weird.
yeah,
Like,
like I would not let him sleep with my kids.
yeah, I would not with that glowing finger. Like
The
this
last
is
time he came to Earth, like I almost got fucked up and died from like
mm-hmm.
some weird
Yeah.
alien disease.
And probably had a finger up his butt because that's you know what I
You
mean.
think that's how
Why
ET healed him?
he had that glowing finger. That's all I'm saying. I mean,
Your automatic assumption.
That ain't for show. You know what I mean?
That's what you can see wearing.
I think
Oh my god,
that thing's for thunder and lightning. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? Like,
well, it's real long too. Like so, it's like a
yeah,
a book
yeah.
look,
It's
you know?
almost like a probe. Is that? I mean,
Oh,
just saying.
wow, wow. So, what happens if you put hair? Like, do you think it was just a kid, or like if you put Harry and ET together, is he gonna probe too?
Who, Harry?
Yeah, he'll probe Harry.
Oh, that's what he does. That's his deal.
That's all ET does. Is just here to probe people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what else was he? What else would he be here for?
If we watch ET with that mindset, I bet that's a whole different movie.
I'm telling you. Yep. Everybody out there, if you go watch ET again, think about all he's doing is probing people with that finger. That's what he's here for.
Let me ask this: who would you rather be running from? Right.
E.T.
One of the Johnny Fives, the one that's basically wants to molest you in the woods.
Well, he's not that kind of alien,
or
right?
E.T. You know, like who you running from? Like who would you rather face off?
I feel like they're in cahoots, right? Like they're definitely a tag team. Like, you know.
Yeah, but if you had a choice, because like one is like a robot with a robot.
That robot got some cold fingers.
Yeah,
you know.
And the other one,
ET's looks like it was heated up because it was glowing. You know.
Yeah,
so
but he's got magic alien powers. Like robot guy's just a robot.
Yeah, well, it's a cold, unrelenting robot.
It's like Terminator,
cold, unrelenting molester robot. Like, what if that was Skynet's ultimate plan? They just like decided like instead of like they wanted to kill mankind, they just wanted to molest mankind.
My God.
And there was just an army of number 5 molesters.
That's a whole different Terminator if you watch that.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God.
We could make a lot of different movies.
None that I think they would ever see the light of day.
No.
Like why is all your movies about molesting people? Like, I don't know.
Like, why are all the 80s movies about molesting people? I don't know what to tell you.
Like, have you ever seen Harry and the Henderson?
Yeah, yep.
E.
What's that smell?
E. Oh. Why do you think he ate this goldfish?
Yeah, well, I don't know, but
and I'm like, what does that even mean? I'm like, you know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
That guy knows. Oh God. Hey Jeff, would you recommend anybody to watch Harry and the Hendersons?
Just kids or people that really like Bigfoot. Well, actually, if you really like believe in Bigfoot and like it, I wouldn't watch this because you're gonna get upset about it and you're gonna give it 1 star.
Yeah, that's true.
You're gonna say like that's not what Bigfoot would do, you know.
That's right.
But you know, it's a fun, like I said, he's very like animated and kind of cartoony, and you know, so I mean, I'd say it's kind of a feel good family movie.
Yeah,
you know, there's no glowing fingers or that kind of robot in it, so you don't have to worry about it. So, yeah, I mean,
no one dies.
I'd say people with kids who, you know, may have seen a picture of Bigfoot and think it's cool. You know, let them check it out. You're not going to get much out of it as an adult, so.
No, man, unless like I said you're watching with a kid or something.
Mm-hmm.
Except for like maybe that French guy. Do you think he died at the end? Because like they kind of like here he comes and
I don't know. Yeah, they didn't really. I mean, I don't know. Probably not. I mean, based on the rest of the movie, you know.
Maybe he's just like locked him in a cage and like they have cage fights now.
Yeah, maybe.
Or he's like cage fight for us, like French cage fights. He's like. Jokes on you. I'm an actor. I'm not even French.
Yeah, like I'm not even French.
Maybe you see me in one of my 1100 Agatha Christie movies.
Ooh la la, or whatever.
God. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm the same way, Jeff. This is watch with kids or family, whatever. Like it's if you're an adult, you're like, I'm looking for a crazy Bigfoot movie.
Don't want, yeah.
I watch Willow Creek. I wouldn't watch
this.
Yep. Bobcat Goldthwait made Willow Creek. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Bigfoot does not get hit in the nards in Willow Creek.
Unfortunately.
Was that your favorite part of this movie?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like if Bigfoot's coming at you, that's the first place I'm going to, right?
I mean, could you kick that high though?
I mean, that's like a straight kick, right?
No, I
Or
mean
I guess it'd
Bigfoot's
be,
tall. Like,
yeah. I guess
yeah,
you'd have to
I
give him the
mean,
old, you'd have to give him the old Johnny Cage. You know what I mean?
because if I'm guessing, like, I'd say his nuts are probably like, I'd say almost like upper chest. You know,
Oh, your upper chest. I was like, his nuts aren't on his chest. What are you
no,
talking
I
about?
say like if you and I are standing there and he's standing across from us, his
Yeah,
nuts
yeah,
come
yeah,
up
yeah,
to
for
about our
sure.
chest.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a high
yep.
kick.
No, yeah. I mean, I'd definitely give him
Or you
the
gotta go for the uppercut.
old John. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give him the old Johnny Cage, like give him
Right.
some of that.
Wow. I don't know. I don't know if, but then you're like, oh, I touched Bigfoot's nards.
Yeah, I mean, your fist. It's not like you fondled him. You're not like, oh, I'm gonna hit you in the nuts. Yeah, I mean, that's a completely different scenario. Now we're treading into Johnny 5 territory. Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, yeah. So I guess we have the Dunbar Bigfoot Symposium to thank for
Yep.
watching this movie where I've thought more about Bigfoot's testicles than
There's
I have my whole life.
my wife just texted me today and said there's a another Bigfoot something in Periopolis in July. So
Oh, so it's gonna be a summer Bigfoot for us.
maybe. Yeah, we got a couple there's some June action we're getting into.
I just want to go like when we went to Mothman. I was excited about Mothman.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know, but some of these Bigfoot ones, we went to Kecksburg. I was excited about aliens.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
But I've yet to be to a Bigfoot one that's made me excited about
Well, I
Bigfoot.
mean, this was kind of the opener, and I mean, look where it was at. I mean, yeah, I didn't have high expectations. I mean, it's like a fundraiser for the fire department and stuff,
Right.
So it's whatever, it's cool, it's fine, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't. We could have definitely skipped it. It's not, it's nothing we have to go
Unless
check
you
out.
wanted to
So
see a
I think the
Porta-John
Cook's
inside of the
Forest one's
building.
pretty big deal, right? It's the Cook
Yeah.
Forest one's a big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's June. We'll go check that shit out.
Man, we're about to be Bigfooting it up this summer. The
Mm.
summer of Bigfoots.
Summer of
Big
Bigfoots.
feet.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, summer of big feet. What they say about big feet.
Like that guy's got some big shoes.
That's what they say. That's what they say. Well, hey everybody, thanks for listening to another fun episode. If you enjoyed it, please give us a 5-star review.
Maybe if
that
you
will
didn't
help
give
us
us 5-star review.
Yeah, and if you don't, we hope Bigfoot kicks you in the nards.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
And if you want us to believe in
ET to your
Bigfoot,
house.
yeah, we'll send ET to your house. Do you like being probed? Because that's how you get probed, but not leaving 5 stars. If you haven't liked, follow, and subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast, what are you waiting for? Do that now too. Where else are you going to hear such talk about ET probing, Bigfoot narding?
He even said he's like ET probe home. That's what he said.
Is that what he said? Probe home?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't catch
home.
that.
I don't think
he's probe
home. I mean, he's not that boring. I think the probe home. I mean, that's like
whatever. I was wondering where you're going with that. You can also watch episodes on our YouTube. So like us, follow, subscribe, hit the bell, notifications, touch
all that cool stuff.
All that cool stuff there. You can also follow us on Facebook and on Instagram at Loremaster Absurd. You can follow me on Instagram at Loremaster Eli. Where can they follow you, Jeff?
Loremaster Jeff on Instagram.
Follow him there for more probing good times. Maybe you should change your name to Loremaster Probe.
I don't want that's a little on the nose. I think I don't want to.
Or Probe Master Jeff.
Probe Master Jeff. I feel like that's how you get banned places.
I feel like you're gonna start getting a lot of email ads for things you don't want.
Right? Yeah. Well,
maybe that's not a good idea. But hey, on that note, everybody, catch y'all next time. Bye.